What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge. On today's video, we're going to be rearranging these Funko Pop displays behind me. Because if I've said it once here on the channel, I've said it 1,000 times, we are running into some serious space issues here in the Geek Lounge. The Professor and I, we just can't stop buying all the collectibles that we love. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, we thought we would be moving to a much bigger place like Q1, springtime of next year, but unfortunately that doesn't look like it's now going to happen. We are, of course, having the energy crisis, the cost of living crisis, the housing market, all of that like combined into one here in the UK. Just doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. So that does mean we have to be a little bit more creative with our display solutions because we're not going to stop buying those collectibles that we love. Because as you guys can see, I'm not really utilizing this space as best as I could be. We're not actually going to be touching the top here though. We've got a bunch of helmets, some Godfather, like OG Godfather figures, the OG Scarface. There's only 2 Scarface figures anyway, and like a bunch of Star Wars things, 10 inches, that Battle of Hoth or Echo Base set, whatever it was called, a Groot and a Grogu as well. I'm actually not going to be touching those. We're not going to be touching this shelf here by the side either, which has most of my graphic novels, comic books, a few pops, some sodas that we still need to open up in a soda video, which will probably now be coming in the new year, where I open up a bunch of unique sodas. I normally do 25, but I'm thinking I may bring it down to 20, just because there's not so many sodas coming out that I like. I do have another like 8 or 9 on order, and then there's another 2 or 3 in another box that I do need to go and pick up. So we're probably like 16, 17, but yeah, I keep saying that it would have been nice to get this video done by the end of this year, but yeah, it's probably looking like it will creep into next year. There are some Star Wars sodas there as well, but we are going to be doing that in a separate video. And likewise, I'm not going to be touching this middle shelf either, but I thought I would give you guys a look at some of the Funko Pops. We've got some Borderlands, a lot of gaming here, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, The Witcher, Sonic, we got some Fallout there, and we've also got some Titanfall. I always felt that these were some pretty unique figures. And if we then swing to this shelf over here, I'm not going to be touching this either, although I am wasting a lot of space on it. You guys can see there at the top, that's not really being utilized at all. A bunch of figures just thrown up there. We've got like a Megazord, some Pirates of the Caribbean, a lot of Breaking Bad. I'm kind of disrespecting Breaking Bad, one of the greatest TV shows of all time. We have a bunch of Westworld figures sitting in front of Blu-rays that we probably haven't touched in like 3 or 4 years, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, again, really need to get rid of that. But I'm not going to be touching this shelf today because there are a bunch of figures out of box. We've got a lot of Flash here, like CW Network stuff, Flash, Arrow, Runaways, some Power Rangers there, rest in peace, Jason, David, Frank. Yeah, I think that's all Power Rangers. There might be some other stuff sitting at the back there that I can't remember. I actually never really sorted out that display like I did this one here, which, yeah, we have Glow, some Vikings, the Strain, 100, Orange is the New Black, True Blood, Firefly, there's an Ash there from the Evil Dead, Sons of Anarchy, and Orphan Black, but all of the boxes for those are up in the loft. So yeah, that's just, this is going to be done eventually in another video. It's just something for another time. And then I've got a bunch of my Marvel comics, graphic novels, etc., with some Marvel figures sitting in front. There were a couple of spots there, you probably noticed. Excuse the dust as well. I actually haven't dusted that for a while because I did have Lagatha there. There is Opie was actually sitting there in the corner. And then Gemma Telemoro was there as well, but I'll get to her in just a sec. But Opie and Lagatha, the Ryan Hurst and Catherine Winnick, I did actually get those Funko Pops signed. So they're actually sitting down there at the moment. There's a random rug, if you guys are wondering what that was. And I mean, that's just stupid, right? To have like signed Funko Pops sitting at the bottom just because I've got nowhere to put them. And because I really like my Spielberg display of Jurassic Park, Jaws, and Ready Player One, I'm probably not going to touch this either. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff sitting here that are out of box as well. Most of the boxes are in the loft, but I do have a few figures in here which are out of box that I like never own the box. There's actually that Gemma Telemoro that I was just talking about. So yeah, I've got to do something with those. There are all my sodas that we've opened up. I just mentioned the soda videos, so we've opened up what, 75 unique sodas, I guess, on the channel. Probably a few more in like other separate videos as well, but yeah, we've had those 2 videos before, so I need to think about doing something with my sodas. And of course the signed Funko Pops that I have got here that I have put into hard stacks, as you guys can see, there is then like a bit of an issue in terms of the spacing, just the way I've got the shelf set up. So I can't fit anything else in here now with the hard stack, and that's like a real waste of space. But the other issue that I have is that I've got a couple of different like variants of hard stacks. So there are these ones which I kind of feel they were pop figures, but like they're older ones, and then these are the newer pop figures hard stacks, which are like a bit more premium. And then you've got the kind of regular hard stacks, which are these ones here, which I think are actually Funko products, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they are. And so what I worked out was that you could actually fit 4 pop figures, like the new premium ones, across, and then I can actually squeeze in 2 of those ones as well, so it actually fills up the shelf. But you actually can only then fit, like if you were going just purely of these pop figures one, you can only fit 5 in, so it does then leave a gap there, which is a little bit annoying, but I figured, yeah, that could kind of work. But then it does mean like the stacking, as you guys can see there, we've almost got like a bit of a stair creation there, right, which is then a little bit annoying. These older stacks, which I've got the 4 here, they oh well, they actually just kind of fit into place. They do stack on top of the older ones, but yeah, it's like not a perfect fit, to be honest. And yeah, I still, like I said, I need to really pull the shelves, or get everything off, kind of work out what we can do with the shelves. The other issue is that this shelf, I'm pretty sure it's this one, yeah, so this is the middle shelf, the fixed shelf, so I actually can't do anything about that. And so as you guys can see, where we had this like display here, which, what have we got, really, Peacemaker and Witcher and maybe a couple other things, I think there's a bunch of Star Wars stuff in behind. Yeah, I could only therefore fit in this like really little shelf where I put some, I think it is just Umbrella Academy in there, actually, the first and second wave of figures, and then some random, I don't know even know what that is, to be perfectly honest. That's why I did that kind of little shelf, and I actually just made everything symmetrical on the side here. So yeah, I need to really work out what I'm going to do. I don't like these like pops sitting here by the side. I think that's just silly. Again, yeah, we got things here that you don't ever really see. I didn't even mention the Pulp Fiction collection. That's also all hard stacks as well. Those are I think they're all the older hard stacks as well, if I'm not mistaken. They do like all fit in as well. Yeah, that's the boys actually with the con sticker there, so I did have him in a hard stack. So they do all fit in like nice and snugly, as you can see, whereas there is a gap for the kind of like regular pops, like outside of any protectors. And that's the other thing, if I did have a protector, like it's so like kind of tight on the top that protectors also wouldn't fit in here. So that's like soft protectors is what I'm talking about. So yeah, I really need to work things out here. The shelves probably won't be symmetrical because like I said, I want to keep that Steven Spielberg display because I do quite like it, and I can't really be bothered to go into the loft to get out all of the empty boxes. Same with this. I am probably going to box all of these up. Maybe I might put them elsewhere in some display, but yeah, I think for the most part I'm going to box these up because it is really just wasting space. I used to have these in front of all of the comic books and graphic novels that I used to have all over these shelves. I mean, I did a video on this a few months back now where I rearranged all of this, if you guys did want to check that out. And that's why they're all out of box. But yeah, most of them I do have the boxes in the loft as well. But yeah, just a bit annoying to go and get all of that. Like I say annoying, it's just like a lot of work to do that. So I probably will just box them up. Like what I mean by that is just popping them in bubble wrap, boxing them up, and then kind of make a plan from there. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of things, guys. Let's see what we can do about this, and yeah, hopefully get especially some of these other awesome signed Funko Pops, I should say, on display for future videos. Alright guys, after staring at this for 10 minutes to try and figure things out, I just need to go for it. So I am actually going to box all of these up. We have already made a start here. I've got a layer of bubble wrap. These aren't going to go into like any major storage depot or anything like that either. They're going to stay with me here, so they're going to be pretty well protected still. So yeah, we have the Chase Jack Torrance, the Chase John Wick with a common John Wick, and then we have 5 of the figures from the Preacher TV series. Next we have a bunch of figures from the Saga comic book. I cannot recommend this comic book enough, guys. If you've never read it, it is truly amazing. It finally came back earlier this year after a long hiatus. And then we have some OG Matrix as well as Die Hard, which is pretty fitting given the time of the year. Let me know in the comment section below, do you guys consider Die Hard a Christmas movie? Me personally, I do, and I think it's the best one. And now I hate packing peanuts, but why not to add some extra protection here. And then everything else was Star Wars. We do of course have to be careful with the lightsabers, those are a bit fragile, but yeah, let's get some more, the rest of those packing peanuts. Some product placement there for Desco. So all that's left here are 3 of the Bounty Hunters from that Bounty Hunter set. I do have the other 3 Bounty Hunters. I am just missing Darth Vader to complete that set. And speaking of Darth Vader, we do have him here in the meditation chamber, which I think is a really, really cool pop. But yeah, I will put these somewhere else. Once I do get that Darth Vader in, I'll probably do a full video on that, even though they have been out for quite a while now. Actually, I figured I may as well add the Wave 1 and Wave 2 Umbrella Academy Funko Pops into the box as well. I do wonder if they will do a Wave 3. I did do a video on it a few months ago, but I do know Season 3 was a little bit polarizing, so let's see. So there is my signed Funko Pop collection today. Don't worry, we are going to be taking closer looks at them when we do get them back on the shelf. Speaking of the shelf, behind those we had these figures right here, the Day of the Dead collection that they did for DC. We've got a random Arkham Joker there. Love those video games. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy as well, the voice behind Batman as well as in the animated series, and just the voice in general, he was Batman, right? And then a bunch of the Marvel gingerbreads. People often ask me, do you regret anything in your collection? Because I do now have 1,500 Funko Pops in the collection. This is just really a handful. There's tons more, some in the loft, some in the other room that you guys see in the other display. And I have to say, out of, there's not really anything that I regret buying, but these, I was yeah, I don't know. I could have maybe done without them. I do still feel these Day of the Dead ones are cool, and I really like the gingerbread ones when I took them out of the box, and thought they did make for some pretty good Christmassy kind of decorations, especially for a geek, geek culture and whatnot. But yeah, if there was anything that I maybe even slightly partially regretted, it probably is these, to be honest. Except for that Joker, that's epic. And behind those we have a smattering of Disney Pops: the Alien from Toy Story, the Genie from Aladdin, the Chase Remy from Ratatouille, a few figures there from the Sword and the Stone, a bunch from the Incredibles, as well as Big Hero 6. I know that set has now gone up in value too. And I told a little lie, I said this was my full signed Funko Pop collection, but then I found these 3 in the other room. They are of course part of the other display. Completely forgot about them. We are going to be adding them in. And I do also have this 2-pack as well, where one of the voice actresses actually signed it, hoping to get the other one eventually. Gonna have to figure out what to do with that 2-pack, because that might be quite difficult. Again, I need to really kind of measure things, see how it's going to go, but yeah, some more signed Funko Pops to get into this display. So I've removed the shelf that had the very small space for the Umbrella Academy figures, and I now need to look at these ones here. The thing is, as I mentioned, this is the fixed shelf, so what I'm probably thinking of doing is maybe still having 2 Funko Pops here stacked on top of each other, and then having the other shelf here. But then I don't know, I think I may only be able to fit 1 in there, but then I should be able to fit a bunch of the signed ones in, hopefully 3 high. I still need to work it out, but in terms of what's on this shelf, guys, it has become a rather, it was pretty much just Star Wars, and then it's kind of evolved over time. So we have a bunch of Peacemaker. I am still missing the one where he is holding Eagly. We have that 20th anniversary Master Chief from Halo. That's very cool. And then a bunch of Witcher Pops, as well as Mr. Robot. In terms of Witcher, let me know your guys' thoughts on Henry Cavill leaving the show. Are you upset? Are you happy? I imagine most people are upset. I'm willing to give Liam Hemsworth the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, as I said, everything else back here is Star Wars. It's actually all Mandalorian related. I think everything in behind is also Star Wars, apart from that right there, which is, it's a bit of a mini Grail, to be honest, the bait exclusive Cobra Commander, the hooded Cobra Commander. But yeah, everything else I'm pretty sure is Star Wars, Mandalorian related. Okay, maybe 2 other things not Mandalorian related, but still Star Wars related. There you guys go, if you wanted to see what was on that shelf. Alright, so this is where we are. Pretty messy, as you guys can see, but this is what I've kind of come up with in terms of a little bit of a plan. So yeah, we're going to stack 2 high here. I'm going to leave a bit of a gap, just so it's easier to get pops in and out. But then this shelf here can only support 1 pop. What I've decided to do, though, I do have some mystery minis, some Shonen Jump mystery minis to come in. So yeah, I probably will stack those on top, because the idea for this shelf, I'm actually going to replace everything that was here. We're actually going to put all of my Naruto Funko Pops here, because it kind of then goes nicely with the Naruto Kaio unboxing videos that I'm doing. If you guys want to check that out, there's a link to the playlist for it, where I'm opening up every single wave and tiered box from that awesome set of cards. And yeah, when I get round to filming the next bunch of waves, which yeah, I actually have to do it very, very soon, because I of everything that I have recorded so far, I think I've got one more video actually to release, at least at the time of you know, filming this. So yeah, all of my Naruto Funko Pops are going to go here because they will be like prevalent in those future videos. The sad thing is that as this is a fixed shelf and I cannot move it, we actually can't get 3 stacked high with where the sodas are, because I was thinking I would kind of like to leave the sodas, to be honest. I mean, I may actually just move them there. We still need to work on that. That's like coming up next. So I'm definitely going to move that shelf up so we can actually stack 3 high. I then of course have the shelf at the top as well, but that will evidently have to move up itself. But maybe we could still fit like a stack of Funko Pops up there. I still need to really play around with it and see what we're going to do. Alright, so all the sodas are off the shelf. They're pretty much staying up the table and on top of some of the Signed Pops. I'll give you guys a quick scan of them all, but yeah, we won't go through them all because then we would be here forever. Got quite a few decent chases as well, but yeah, need to really figure out what I'm going to do with these. Like I said, they may go on the other shelf. I do actually own all the cans for them still. They just are like in storage. They're in the loft at the moment, to be honest, and yeah, it's just really to save space, and now I need to figure out what to do with them, like I said. But this is now the plan with this shelf. I didn't actually mention down here, I'm not going to touch this. I've just got a bunch of DC books that pretty much goes all the way along all the shelves here, like a graphic novel collection, so I've just not bothered to touch that. It just would like be so heavy to pack that all up in a couple of boxes. There are a couple of Pokemon balls there as well, the Great Ball, and I think it's the regular Pokeball. There is an EMP sticker there too. But yeah, this is what we're going to go with then in terms of the shelf. So 2 stacked here, they're all going to be Naruto. We're going to have 1 stacked here, which is also going to be Naruto. I'll probably feature my like favorite ones or maybe some chases or whatever, and then eventually I'm going to pop in a bunch of mystery minis on top just to fill in that little gap. Then the main kind of section here, we can actually have 3 of the pop figures, like the newly released pop figures hard stacks high. So we do have just a little gap there, which is pretty good because then it allows you to, you know, get your fingers in and get things down. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know if I am going to go like 3 stacked high in terms of the like new popfigures.com ones. We're going to have to mix and match. As I said, they don't fit all the way across, so we'll have to see there. And then with the top shelf, I can stack 2, and that's the thing, I've got 1 other shelf that I can use. Now I could obviously put the shelf in there. We've still got like enough space to have the shelf in there, but I think that might look a little bit weird unless maybe I had like some premium like Grails or whatever like on their own shelf. But yeah, I don't think I have enough Grails to like have them there front and center. Maybe I do, I don't know. I have to really kind of look around and see what's what. But yeah, we can definitely at least start with the Naruto right now. Okay, so it may not look it, but I can actually fit 54 pops on each shelf, 36 on this one and 18 on this one, because they stack 3 back and obviously 2 up on this one, only 1 up on this shelf. I've got all my Naruto pops here. I think I own 46 in total, so we're not actually going to fill that whole space, though I know I've got, I should say I've got 47 because I do have a chase that I recently ordered. It has already come in, more on that in a second, but there are others that are due to come in, others that I know are coming out as well, so I'm pretty sure we will fill that up in no time. First of all though, I better get a little rag on that. That is looking a bit dusty. And when I said 47 Naruto Funko Pops, I was including Boruto in that as well. I still actually haven't seen the series, but I have finished Shippuden, so I will get started on it soon. We won't go through all of these because I did go through all of these pops in a Naruto 20th anniversary celebration video. I'll put a link to it so you guys can check that out, but that is the first row here that I'm going with. Our next row, I've gone baddies up the top and good guys at the bottom, a couple of murderers. Pain, one of my favourite characters in the show, certainly my most favourite villain, although was he a villain by the end? Toby, Orochimaru, and Kabuto, and then a bunch of good guys. I did love Shikamaru. I was thinking he should be kind of front and center for me, but yeah, I've just decided to keep him back there with his Sensei Asuma. A Kakashi, because we've got a bunch of Kakashis in the set. Kiba, Kotetsu, and Izumo there as well. And this is what I've gone with front and center, guys. We've got Rock Lee and Might Guy here. Like I said, I was tempted to put in Shikamaru because I do love him. I do prefer him to these 2 guys, but these 2 guys absolutely made me laugh, and I just thought they were fitting to go together along with a Kakashi here. Gaara was another one of my favorite characters in Shippuden, and then arguably my most favorite character was Itachi. so I did decide to put those two here. And then for the top, I've gone with a bunch of Naruto. All 6 figures are Naruto, Naruto Rasengan, Naruto with noodles, Naruto with a sexy jutsu, Naruto Sage Mode, Naruto 6th Path Sage Mode, as well as Hokage Naruto, which is actually from Boruto. Because I figured this section here, and then this section, you guys can see I've already started it a little bit, they're what you're mainly going to see when I do the Naruto card, so I thought that was pretty fitting. And so on the shelf above there will be 7 spare spaces, but like I said, I have got more Naruto figures coming in. I know I've already got one in that I do need to open up. So yeah, 7 spare spaces after these. We have the AAA anime exclusive non-chase edition of Minato, the non-chase Killer Bee, the non-chase Young Kakashi, the non-chase Anbu Kakashi, and the non-chase Anbu Itachi. Going in front of those then, and the ones that will be front and center, are all chases. A few of them the counterparts in their back. So we have the chase version of Minato there with the Rasengan, the Hokage Naruto chase. We did have the Hokage Naruto regular down there at the bottom, the Young Kakashi chase, the regular behind, the Kakashi Anbu chase, the regular behind. The one figure I know I've got in one of the packages I need to open up is the chase Anbu Itachi here. So this one, what we'll do, we'll move him there to the front at the moment so it doesn't look a bit stupid. And then of course we have his brother, the Chase Rinnegan of Sasuke, and yeah, we'll pop the Itachi in there. And like I said, 7 spaces behind once we do get more figures in. And so we're now onto the main shelf where the Grails and Signed Funko Pops will go, but we'd certainly need some things in behind first of all. So yeah, I need to think about this for a bit. Right, with the first row I've gone with a smattering of anime pops. We've got Tokyo Ghoul Re down here. We've got a bunch of Black Clover. I do actually have the chase for that Charlotte, but that will probably go into the other display. We've got like the Samurai Brook here for One Piece, L with Cake from Death Note. Okay, yeah, that's not really considered anime, right? Avatar: The Last Airbender, but we do have Toph, one of my favourite characters, and then 5 there from Hunter x Hunter. So I should actually say my idea here is to have franchises where I feel we can get the actors or voice actors to come for a Comic-Con. So that's really what we're going to be doing throughout most of these displays. That's why I've got a lot of anime here. We do get a lot of voice actors come over, but TV as well. I feel there are like really good opportunities for boys actors to come. I think there is like a boys convention or something coming, but I think some of them have been over before. Obviously John Cena came over to Wales last year, so yeah, you never know. That's why I'm trying to keep like TV, anime, things like that. Like I said, people who I feel could come to the UK so I can get these pops signed, whereas things like Pulp Fiction, I mean, that would be my dream to get those signed, but I seriously doubt it. Wall-E, similar. A lot of the Disney stuff, probably not. Although the, I should say, obviously, Robin Williams sadly no longer with us, of course, but the actors that played Princess Jasmine, Aladdin himself, and Jafar, they are actually all attending Liverpool Comic-Con next year. But yeah, things like that. Star Wars, yeah, we are going to Star Wars celebrations, so you never know who's going to turn up there, but there's far too many Star Wars Funko Pops to probably fit in here. You never know, we might be able to fit it down there, but I still really need to decide what's going on with that shelf. But anyway, guys, you know what? I am rambling far too much because we are burning daylight here where I'm filming this, so yeah, let me move on to the next row. So this is what I've decided to go with front and center on this side. Apologies for the light reflections. We will go closer up though on everything so I can show these off to you guys. We have Saitama, One Punch Man, crap, I forgot to buy combo soup, signed by the voice actor Max Millman. All the voice actors are the English voice actors, of course. I'll see you in the finals. Signed by Lucy, is it Lucy Christian? I think that was her name, who plays Ochako. We then have Just Call Me Sue, Ribbit, signed by Monica Rial. Yeah, who plays Suyu, Froppy, Emily Neves, I think it was. These people aren't going to give up, not until I'm safe. She plays Eri, of course. We do have Katsuki Bakugo, signed by Clifford Chapin. I think that's his name, with Dai. I think that one is pretty cool. And I do actually have a Comic-Con 2020 exclusive sticker of the Katsuki Bakugo there. That is more just a grail rather than anything signed. And as you guys can see, they are in the smaller hard cases. That's the only way I could fit 6 all across. So up top we have the 2, well, one from Avatar, one from Korra, The Legend of Korra, pardon me, which I did. I got both these at MCM Comic Con last year. So we have Dante Basco signed Zuko here. I don't want any calming tea. I actually think the quote is actually, I don't need any calming tea. We did have a little discussion about it, but I was like, yeah, who cares? I'm getting it signed by Dante Basco. And I'm the Avatar You Got to Deal With, signed by Janet Varney. I did just add the deep up here with that con sticker as well. It's a little bit of a grail, but nothing like too serious. A lot of controversy around like 2020 conventions, that one and this one, because the conventions didn't actually happen, so they're saying why should there be stickers. And then the 7-Eleven Carl here, I Win Carl, signed by Chandler Riggs, I think that was the actor's name. And I've kind of gone in a bit of a weird direction here, but yeah, we have a bunch more anime fairy tale. So first up though, we have Hunter x Hunter. I'm not an assassin anymore, I'm a hunter, signed by Christina V, who plays Killua. Love Killua, loving Hunter x Hunter at the moment. Isa, Happy, signed by Tia Ballard. She did also draw this kind of little happy thing there on the side. That's the one thing, some of these actors and like people who sign your things do put like other things on the side as well, and then you do kind of miss out on those to an extent. Frosh Thinks So, signed by Dawn M. Bennett for Frosh from Fairy Tail. And Welcome to the Fairy Tail Guild, it's also signed by Monica Rial, who signed Suyu as well. She plays Mira Jane Strauss in Fairy Tail. And then up above, we have a few Star Wars. Cameron Monaghan, who we met in Northern Ireland, signed my Cal Castus pop. He did actually put May the Force Be With You on the side. Giancarlo Esposito as Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian. Sam Witwer signed Darth Maul from the Clone Wars. And Pain Almighty Push, signed by Troy Baker. He did also put the quote, I mean, you guys really won't see it there on the sign, "This world shall know pain." Yeah, that's what I've decided to go with on this side. I need to figure out what to do up top. We're not going to put any of the other signed Funko Pops up there. They are going to go down there with some of the Pulp Fiction Pops, with some other Grails. I also need to work out what's going to go like behind, if I'm going to just keep that as it is. Obviously, I'll probably drop that shelf, and then, yeah, I haven't really decided what to do with that. And then some of these will be going into storage. Some of them I will pop in like boxes and pop them in the loft, because I think for the sodas I'm probably going to pop them probably on that shelf. I probably won't move that one, to be honest. And yeah, I think they'll all go in there. But yeah, need to think about everything else for a second, and then yeah, well, I'll see you guys in a few seconds because of editing. Alright, so I've decided to pop Fairy Tail on this top shelf. I was actually saving these for a video though. I bought this whole collection. Well, I say the whole collection. I already had the like newly released ones before, but I bought all of the older ones. So I do actually have the complete Fairy Tail collection now. We'll go through them very quickly. Natsu, Lucy, Happy, that is actually the flocked one. Was it Swim Time Happy there? Grey, Urza. There is another Frosh because I had already had Frosh, the one that we got signed by Dawn M. Bennett, so another one came. Panther Lily, Carla, Gargiel in his Dragon Force, Gargiel regular. Do actually have another one of him as well because I already had that, as well as the Aetherius Natsu Dragneel End. I do, like I said, have the newer ones as well, but they are actually like in the other display and they're kind of buried, so it's a little bit annoying now to get them out like now and put them up here, which then makes it a bit annoying for the future, but that kind of is what it is. And next up we have the other two figures in the Fairy Tail collection, Zeref and Wendy. I've just put this random Tanjiro Galactic Toys exclusive here. I did actually get two of these. Sadly I didn't get the chase. I was actually going to get this one signed by Zach Aguila at Northern Ireland Comic Con, but he did unfortunately have to cancel. I then needed a slot for three random Funko Pops, so I did just decide to put the Sword in the Stone, I was about to say the King Arthur, Sword in the Stone figures up here, Arthur, Merlin with Archimedes, and Madame Mim. And then up top we have those two that I have from Mr. Robot. I still actually haven't finished that show, and I did really enjoy. I can't even remember where I got up to. I definitely finished the second season. Can't remember if I finished the third season. Did actually get the chase of Elliot and his sister Darlene. Would like to get some more of those. Two kind of like mini Grails from WWE, Paige and Sheamus, that I did pick up recently. There is that Master Chief with that 20th anniversary Xbox Gear Shop sticker. And then we do have the common Yaskia, because I'm about to add the rest of the Witcher ones to the front. And so there we go. We have the common Geralt, the Chase Geralt, as well as that Comic Con exclusive Geralt. Then we have the common Yennefer, the BAM exclusive Battle Yennefer, I think it was supposed to be, and that EMP exclusive Party Yennefer. There is the Hot Topic exclusive Yaskia, so there is one Yaskia at the front, as well as Ciri. And the other four figures that I decided to complete this row are from the Sopranos newly released figures. We got Tony, Silvio, Carmela, and Christopher Moltisanti as well. I do want to get the other 4, like I haven't taken closer looks at those just yet. I said other 2, pardon me. You get like that exclusive Tony with the duck, and there is also the Funko Shop exclusive Paulie, neither of which has been released in the UK yet. At least I don't think the Tony with the duck has been released, because I think it is an Amazon exclusive if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely not on Amazon. I know the Paulie for sure hasn't been released on the Funko Shop here just yet. FunkoEurope.com it has in the US. I know it has in Australia as well, which is always very annoying. And yeah, once I do get those in, we are going to be taking closer looks at all of these Sopranos Funko Pops, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. Alright guys, for this shelf I have actually decided to be a bit lazy and leave it predominantly as it is. I have actually though removed that shelf, as you can see there. We're keeping the Spielberg shelf. I am going to pop all of the sodas are going to go into there. One thing you guys will notice, I did see that when taking this shelf out, I could actually fit 4 pops like sideways here, and I actually happen to have 8 pops as part of that Day of the Dead. I think there are only 8 ones, well maybe 9, or maybe more if you count when it's not like glow in the dark, because I know the Blue Beetle one glows in the dark, but I know you can get like commons of the Batman and so on and so forth. So yeah, I figured, you know what, we may as well just utilize all the space we can. Go with the Joker, Reverse Flash in front of the Flash, Glow in the Dark Bane in front of Blue Beetle, and Harley Quinn there in front of the Green Lantern. And then yeah, the rest we need to sort out in terms of the signed Funko Pops, pardon me, and the Grail ones as well. Before we get started out unpacking all these away, it's pretty much Marvel and DC. We have all of the gingerbread ones. I know it is Christmas, but yeah, I haven't really got anywhere to put them at the moment, so they are going into storage. All of the Incredibles, all of the Big Hero 6, and then a couple other Disney characters as well. I won't seal this up just yet though, because I can still get a bunch more like going across the top. And let's go for the sodas next. So here we go then with the final shelf. As you guys can see, we do have some space for some future signed Funko Pops. Speaking of signed Funko Pops, here are the ones we have. Charlie Hunnam signing Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. You guys probably can't see it in there. He did also do like an Anarchy symbol on the side. We also have Ryan Hurst signed of Opie Winston, also from Sons of Anarchy. Catherine Winnick signing Lagertha from Vikings. Gator Matarazzo signing Dustin from Stranger Things. And Alexei, I forget the actor's name, Alec Utkoff, I think that's what it is. No cherry, no deal. He is in one of those smaller ones, as are the rest of the Pulp Fiction ones. Butch Coolidge, Vincent Vega and Jules Winfield. Those are actually both the San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was at 2014. I don't know the dates. It is actually on there. I don't know if you guys can make that out. I'm actually going to have to go super close myself. Yeah, 2014, 1,000 pieces, and then Jimmy and Mia Wallace as well. And then just above them are 3 WWE Grails that I picked up recently. We have AJ Lee, we have the Hot Topic exclusive Pink Trunk CM Punk. They are, of course, married in real life. And that 500-piece Funko HQ exclusive of Zack Ryder, the rarest Funko Pop I do have in my collection. To be perfectly honest, actually, these 3 and then the Vincent Vega, Jules and Jimmy are probably in my top 10 in terms of most expensive Funko Pops. And there we go guys, the display is updated at least for now. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments below. What signed Funko Pops have you guys got in your collection? And as always, we have plenty more content on the way for you guys. We will continue our series of Naruto Kai unboxings. I've got more videos to film, especially now that we have the Naruto Funko Pops in our display. More Funko Pops due in as well. I've got tons of parcels that I'm expecting, whether they will come in before Christmas. I'm not too sure. We've got a lot of postal strikes going on at the moment, but I hope to get a few of those in so we can show those off. We've got a whole bunch of Star Wars parcels off there in the corner. Things that we need to show you off there. We are also doing more Pokemon cards. I have picked up the Ultra Premium Collection Charizard pack to open up. I can't wait to get into this. We will be doing this later in the week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for all of that and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned? It's very simple. Subscribe. Hit, click, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.